Hi guys, this is Pestillion and welcome to another Escape from Tarkov video. Today I have the full summary of the Tokyo Game Show Q&A. It goes for about 38-40 minutes long. I'll have a link down below for the YouTube video, but I have summarized it so you don't have to listen to all the translations. I tried to translate as many questions as possible, so then that way at least you understand what he's answering. So without further ado, let's crack straight into it. All right, so a large amount of the starting questions were about 1.0, particularly about what is going to happen after 1.0. Is there going to be wipes? There's going to be an additional character that you get to play in 1.0. So one of them will be a seasonal character, and then there'll be a main character that you'll be able to play that won't have any wipes. So that's in PvP, not PvE. I don't actually know anything about PvE regarding these questions, but for that situation, there's going to be like a seasonal wipe. Could be 3 every 6 months, whatever they decide to do. And that will have all access to the new stuff, but there'll be a main character that won't wipe at all. Now, there is a lot of planned stuff for post 1.0. He said they've already got plans all the way out to about 5 years. But each wipe will have its own special theme and it'll be unique in its own way. The next question was talking about how there's like Russian armed forces and I think it was about Terminal and bears. So he said his answer was that there'll be Russian armed forces roaming about and you won't be attacked if you're a bear. However, if you're a USEC, that won't be the case. Next question was about events, and he said that the zombie event will be coming back. It will be more enriched and cooler than last time. There was a lot of things they wanted to add to the last zombie event. However, they didn't all get to happen, and he definitely said it was one of his favorite events. Next question was about open world. He said there's always been a plan to do it. However, they're limited technically, like from a technical standpoint, but they do want to do it eventually if they can. So therefore, it is planned. Someone asked about if they're going to add all these skins from Arena over to the main game. He said, yes, of course. I don't know when, but maybe in the next couple of patches. There was a question about skill leveling revamp, which he responded with, the plan is for in 1.0, it will be way more balanced. Some skills will level faster to be more even with the other skills, which then he went into a very long, let's go tangent, but let's say, he goes hardcore wipe right now. It's a little more controversial than I would have liked. So we still have time before 1.0. There will be another wipe. It will be a softcore wipe. It'll be for those who just want to chill. And so therefore they can have a comparison between the softcore and hardcore wipe. And that's where they also do testing of skill level progression. It'll be soon. We don't have an exact date, but it's just to check things and to show that hardcore is better than softcore. Then he goes on, for 1.0, some of the changes for hardcore will also be added into 1.0. Because again, we tested a lot of things and I'm a big fan of things being really hard and progression will be slower and harder. The objective for 1.0 is to escape from Tarkov. There will be a special quest for escaping. There will be 4 different endings. It will depend on your completion and your progression. For those who want to escape with the hardest ending, it'll be very difficult. Some people won't even escape. It'll be a way to flex on people on which difficulty you escaped on compared to them. That was probably the main chunk of his tangent. And then the question about new players coming into 1.0, he said, for new players, there will be a lot of things helping new players to get started with 1.0. I'm assuming the way he's worded that is like, as you progress through the quest, there's going to be a lot more easier stuff or things that will help you like have more currency in that early on. Kind of like I was seeing low level ground zero. He said that this is the first time he's saying it publicly, but I'm confident he said it in the past. You will need to open locations in 1.0. For example, you will start in ground zero and you will need to unlock customs or factory or whatever out from ground zero. There'll either be quests, and under the impression that they've spoken about this in the past, the traders will also be unlocked in 1.0. So you will start with a certain amount of traders and then you'll have to move through the quest to unlock more. Exactly how we've got like Jaeger unlocked from Mechanic. The question was mostly about boss spawns though in 1.0 and will it stay at 50%? And he said that it's possible that they will leave it at 50% because being that you have to unlock the locations, it's not like you're going to be able to go straight to one of the bosses and just farm them. Someone asked about his favorite map. He said it was customs because that's what he put a lot of work into himself. Back in the early days when the team was a lot smaller, Nikita actually did a lot of work of the coding of the game and making the game himself. But then Streets is his next favorite map because it's an amazing map. It's just unfortunate that it doesn't run well on everyone's PCs. Someone asked about if there will be some sort of wipe around Christmas. He said we'll have to think about it, but because it will only be about 6 weeks after the release, that would mean it would be a very short wipe. Next person asked about the thoughts as a developer of the hardcore wipe. Nikita said he personally loves the more difficult stuff in the game. wants to keep it difficult in the future, but also wants it to be accessible for more casual, intelligent audience. So he's already touched on multiple sides. A lot of the stuff from this hardcore wipe will carry over to 1.0. Nikita's favorite boss is Killer. Someone asked about that. And they've also made a concept of him, like a more different outfit as well, where he is like a juggernaut killer, which will first likely appear in Arena. Second last question was, I hate Lighthouse. Could you please consider reworking it? Which Nikita responded, you need to get better. And then the last question was, will you come again next year to the Tokyo Game Show? Which he responded, yes. So, largely speaking, that is all the Q&A of everything that came out of this. So, I'll put a link down below. Go watch it if you want to listen to it yourself. I tried to some of the broken English stuff. I made it in more layman's terms, but I had to use YouTube Translate to translate the questions as well. So hopefully that's to your satisfactory standard. I generally have someone Russian when they were doing Russian podcast years ago to translate for me. But yeah, this one's a little bit more difficult because I actually don't really know anyone that's Japanese. My thoughts about this, I think it's too short of a wipe for 1.0. Between now and 1.0. It's 6 weeks away. In between now and then, we've got Battlefield 6 coming out, and it's no secret. A lot of people are going to play Battlefield 6, even from a casual standpoint, which means that there's going to be less people playing Tarkov. Then on top of that, Arc Raiders at the end of October, which is 2 weeks before 1.0. I just can't see how, realistically, it would be hype. I think people will play it, don't get me wrong. I'll play it myself. I think I will enjoy the first day or two, maybe even the first week. But after that, I think it's just going to really drop off. Probably the biggest negative is the people right now are trying to continue on to prestiging or getting Kappa for the first time or an achievement. We don't even know when this wipe will happen. And the biggest critique that we've always had from BSG is their communication, their transparency. They very rarely talk about anything. And then we find it from Nikita's own personal Twitter account or a Q&A out of Japan, instead of it being just clear, precise information. If they're going to do a Q&A and release new information, why don't they just tell people, hey guys, we're doing a Q&A in Japan, lots of new exciting information to come out of it. No, it's just hey, Japanese Q&A. And it's all right. So, look, Tarkov's my favorite game. I'm excited for 1.0. I'm excited to see what comes out of it. And hopefully you guys are too. I'm going to be going hard into Battlefield 6 and hard into Arc Raiders. And I'm looking forward to escaping from Tarkov. I think actually this whole 4 different endings thing is going to be a cool thing. Different way to see the game. I was actually thinking about going to the Tokyo Game Show, but I've got a lot on at the moment, which is why you haven't really seen much content out of me. I've been trying to get back into streaming, but I honestly don't think I can get back before Wednesday. Not that you guys need to know my personal life, but I made a big post on my Discord if you're interested. But realistically, I'm just trying to look after my health. I've got a lot of appointments I'm trying to get to. And unfortunately, they're in the middle of the day and it's just screwing up my whole schedule. So I was like, you know what? Take it a week or two, getting on top of all that stuff. So then I'm fight fit and ready to go for Battlefield 6, Arc Raiders, and then into 1.0. So thank you for watching. Like, comment, YouTube algorithm, notification bell, up to date for the latest Tarkov content. And lastly, guys, I'll see you next time.